Hello farmers, welcome back to the Pacific Northwest. It is almost midnight. The cotton harvest is done down in the lower plateau on the east side. I gotta make that clear now because I got two cotton fields. But yeah, 7 full modules and about a half of one. And our modules are 40,000 liters apiece. We're just gonna round it off. It's pretty close to 300,000 liters I got off that field. But the next harvest should be bigger because I've already reseeded the field with the clean seed from the seed cleaner. So that should improve our yield and get more than 300,000 for next harvest. For this harvest, I've already brought up some cotton modules. I've been a rather busy farmer. This is the last 3 modules I got to bring up here. The cotton is now, they're purchasing it for $19.80 per 1,000. So let's roll on up here very carefully because these are already unloaded. And I'm going to get like 79,000 per. And why is always the last module always the difficult one? But that does put us over $2 million in the bank account. 2.174 in the bank account. So at midnight, our loan interest is usually at 83,000 right now at the current state for what we owe. We owe $29.5 million still on this loan. But of course, yeah, we're taking all this cash and we are going to go ahead and pay off some of that loan. I've been kind of busy while the harvest has been going on the cotton field, taking care of a lot of other things. The tree forest area and the wood chipper. The wood chipper is full of fuel. It is full of wood. I have sold, what was it, like 400,000 liters of wood chips that we had left into it. Those are all sold. I've also been tinkering with the factories. Yes, when Global Company updated, it's been like about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago. Some of the old mods for like factories, the graphical displays have disappeared. Some people have mentioned to me that they have had the same issue. We'll look at that a little bit more when it's daylight hours. Right now I'm going to park this truck up here so we can go ahead and take care of this. Yeah, I'll show you more in the daylight hours. Of course, I think the rest of this episode will be up here in the upper plateau. Kind of got some things set up. I've been setting things up. As you can see, the harvester is ready to go for a harvest. The Axion tractor has got the seed roll on the back ready to reseed right behind us with sunflower. And the Volta tractor is down over the hill next to the trailer. So the Volta will be doing the transferring of the grain back and forth. But anyways, it's almost midnight. I need to pay off this loan. I'm going to pay off $2.1 million, leave me with 74,000. No, I can't do that because I'll be in the hole in the morning. And I may need some cash to refill some of the implements. Let's just pay off $2 million flat. So if we go in here to our money, no, that's the wrong one. Yeah, our money. So yeah, this will be $27.64 million left, and hopefully our loan interest may get. Would that drop below 80,000? I don't know. One way to find out is pay off this loan, and we'll sleep through the night and see what happens. And just like that, I'm, well, $2 million less in the bank account. And we come back in here, just double check. Yep, just make sure all the stats are correct. 27.64 million. Let's go ahead and let's see, it's almost midnight. We'll just sleep 7 hours. Hopefully it's not raining in the morning. Go ahead and sleep. And what is... So $77,000 now on the loan interest. That is really, really good. And of course we start the morning with $110,000 in the bank account, which is more than enough to go ahead and do what we need to do. So yeah, if we come in here to this page here, yep, got all cotton here. The one thing I don't understand is I hired a worker, obviously, to see this field because I'm not going to do it. I got other things to do. He did fine on the northern part of the field, but for some reason when he got down here a little bit further, I actually caught him. He actually went across the road and started seeding field 32-34 with cotton at the top. I don't know why or how that even happened, but we'll have a little bit extra cotton here next time. I did get this field reseeded with wheat as well, and down here we got oats for our horses. I'm just questioning about, so our sugar beet field and cotton field on this side should be ready in this in-game afternoon, but we got other things to do. So as for the Global Company and factories, the vineyard and the winery are now sold and gone. That would not work. This mod right here, which is a wine factory, does kind of both. Oh wow, That processed through that since last night. I got tons of alcohol here already. So yeah, we make wine here, and also it makes grapes over here. I don't need grapes to make wine, so I get grapes and wine by putting manure and water in here, and this is called the Farm Winery. This is by Edwards Modding. Everything is rather full. I need to come over here and take care of this when I can. So yeah, so manure and water as well. And this is where the Pepsi factory used to be. I kind of got it away from being on the other side of the boundary, so I have to go over that ramp. The meat factory is still fine. The sugar factory and the bakery are doing the same thing. Even if I replace it now, it looks fine, but if I save the game, exit, and reload the game, all the graphics pretty much disappear. I mean, everything is still there, just that the factories don't really appear. We'll just take a trot up here because I think I took care of them before midnight, so I should be kind of okay. I do have an updated version of the sugar factory, so I may put that down. The new sugar factory requires water. There's even a more recent one that requires pallets, but man, I don't need another factory to make pallets. Yeah, so I may try to take care of the bakery and the sugar factory in between today's and tomorrow's episode. But so far, this episode's doing rather well. Paid off $2 million off the loan. We're pretty much halfway through the $55 million loan. Pretty much halfway through. Probably the thing I need to check on is, yep, here come the weeds. So the John Deere was busy weeding these fields once the weeds get all the way through. And I will have to spray liquid fertilizer down on this field here because I don't have that much manure or liquid fertilizer to do that. Not liquid fertilizer, but slurry to take care of that at the moment. The seed cleaner, I just want to make sure everything is on the goods here, producing seed again. Not producing again, but making sure I got a good amount. It sounds like at first when you say, oh, I got 50,000 liters of seed to put down, but that field right there, this cotton field probably took like 30,000. Just shy of 30,000 liters of seed alone. So this needs to be, I got to make sure this is always full when it can be. If I ever run out of clean seed, I'll make sure the cotton fields always have the clean seed in it. We haven't really tested this out to make sure it yields better. That'll be the true test, I think, in that field there. So in a couple days we'll find out. Anyways, let's jump on up here to our harvester. That's this little thing. Let's see, let's unfold that. Yes, I know I need to unfold. I'm just, fast on the trigger here. So the wood chipper should be good to go for a long time until it's full. I end up selling, I think I was getting like $8,100 per, that trailer holds 41,000? Something like that, 41,000 liters of wood chips. I think it was actually selling, the wood chips were going for like $182 per 1,000, $182 per 1,000, somewhere in there. So not too bad. Like I said, I sold that. I got when I went up there with the Volvo truck and tanker and filled up with some diesel fuel because it ran out of fuel. And like while I'm up here, I grabbed a logging trailer, went around, picked up some logs, and filled her on up. So like I said, she should be good to go for however long she needs to go. As for all of our animals, tomorrow will be when the other horses are ready. And I think that horse stable has 8 horses in it, so we should get 400 grand tomorrow from those horses. As for today, what's going to happen? Well, I do have that alcohol and those grapes to sell. The grapes from that mod sell for a lot more than the grapes from the other mod did, so... And now I don't need to take the grapes over to the winery, and the winery doesn't use the grapes. So in other words, I'm actually getting like double production from that. A little bit more profit from it that way, but I'm not going to complain about that at this point. And I made sure that when I swapped all the factories around, that the money stayed right where it was. So even though I sold 2 factories, I only put 1 back down. Just made sure that the money was the same before I sold the factories and yada yada yada. Therefore, I didn't make any profit from selling 2 factories and going down to 1. But with 1 less factory, that may... since I got rid of the Pepsi factory down there, the lag is pretty much gone. I only get a little bit of lag when I got a lot of pallets down there. But now that I got rid of another factory in that area, that may work out. So as for, like I said, the sugar factory and the bakery, I have updated mods for that, so I'm going to try putting those down and see how it goes in between episodes. If the bakery doesn't work, I have another option I can go with other than a bakery that will take wheat or barley. So we may go with that. But I'll see what happens with the updated ones. Didn't have enough time in between before I started recording this episode because I've been busy doing that cotton field. And I did end up using, once I got going, I did end up using both seed drills in the cotton field. Took a while, but they got the job done. I'm just confused about why that hired worker all of a sudden went past that road and started reseeding the field that was already seeded with wheat. I'm kind of glad I caught it because he was starting to work his way back to the north end. He would have done that whole field of cotton. So I'm not really sure how that happened, how he crossed the road. Why did the worker cross the road? Well, to get to the other side apparently, and I'm not sure why. I mean, he did the whole northern half of the field without crossing the road. Sometimes, you know, when you want a job done, you got to do it yourself. So as I found out last time, if I do this right, usually I have the Axion tractor doing all the transporting and then the seeding. I did not realize the Vulture that we had 240 horsepower, and that tractor, as I found out, can haul a full trailer load, no problem. So the Axion will get the seeding right behind us. We were doing the same thing up here as we were in the lower plateau, which means fertilizing the fields before we reseeded, but the problem is now with all the other fields that we purchased a couple weeks ago, yeah, I don't have that much fertilizer, slurry, and manure at this point. So we are getting more cows day by day. So hopefully and eventually we will get caught up on the manure, and maybe we'll have enough to start doing up here. But it's not that big of a deal. We just send the Vulture out later on with our fertilizer spreader and take care of it all. So the next crop to go up here, now that I know exactly the rotation, and actually I thought I actually had soybean up here. It's actually canola. So the next crop is actually going to be soybean, not sunflower. So I got to make sure I change the settings on that seed row over there. We do have a good amount of canola in stock. So basically I'm just waiting for like a great demand at some point. I mean, it was really nice last night paying off $2 million off the loan, but today may be a day to where, I mean, I got enough cash already to cover the loan interest, which is, what did I forgot? Was it like $77,000? But I mean, we just saved ourselves $6,000 in loan interest at midnight now. And somebody just told me a little while ago in Discord, they said I've paid $6 million in loan interest so far. So if you take about the about the $25 million, is it $25 million I paid off the loan, plus the $6 million, that's how much money the farm has earned so far, give or take, somewhere in that area. So far we pretty much made $30 million, but yet I owe $27.5 million left in this loan. But now with the as we saw with the bigger fields, yeah, every 2 days that cotton field's going to give me 7.5 modules, 300,000 liters, but we'll see what it gives us with a cleaner seed. I'm interested to see how that field yields with a cleaner seed. As for the other cotton field, I thought I usually get like 3.5 modules off it, but the last harvest was not even 3 modules. So I'm going to be interested to see what I get off this time. And if I don't get what I think I should get, I think I'm going to plow the field. And plowing a field should actually reset it pretty much. And if that happens to have an effect on it, I may want to start thinking about plowing the fields up here, because these fields up here have not been plowed in ages. So if I do slowly lose yield in a field because I haven't plowed it, yeah, it might be good to plow the fields. It ain't going to take me long to plow the fields with a plow that we have, and these fields are not that huge. we can rip through them in no time flat. So yeah, we have a lot of canola up here to harvest, so we'll be putting up in the silo up here. I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I have removed a lot of the crop that was up here in this silo and transported it down to the lower plateau, or I have sold it as well. But the silo up here should have enough room for what we have, and if not, well, then I'll just have to go get a trailer, come up here and empty it out, and maybe think about selling it at some point. Because like I said, we are about halfway through paying off the loan. $27.5 million is halfway to $55 million, so yeah, we're at 27.6. So yeah, I think we can classify ourselves as halfway through the loan payment. Just got this field harvested, finished all up. Brought him on over to this other side and hired a worker to finish up this harvest over here. I'm going to help him out by emptying out his tank because he's pretty much full. And then we're going to hop into the Axion tractor over there. And we're going to start putting in some soybeans. And get this field replanted. Then I need to get the Volvo truck on down to the lower plateau and take care of that winery. That filled up rather fast. So that may produce wine and grapes at a much higher rate than I'm used to. Alright, so the Valtra doesn't quite have the get up and go, but you know, it's 240 horsepower and it's trying to haul over 30,000 liters of grain here up a hill. Does the job well enough, but it can't keep up with the harvester sometimes. We'll take care of this and put it all in here. Yeah, so I'll probably have a worker doing the rest of the harvest up here. We're going to go, like I said, we're going to seed that field right across the street that we just harvested. And then probably I will hire a worker at some point to finish up seeding up here the rest of the way while I work down in the lower plateau. Like I said, we saw earlier the weeds are approaching in all the fields, so the John Deere is going to have to get busy weeding on out. And then eventually the grass field may need to be cut, and of course that's something I need to take care of. I probably should record a course. I know some people have mentioned record the course and let course play do the field with the mower now and then, and I keep thinking I need to do it, so maybe I should while I'm thinking about it, maybe do it, but yeah, I won't get to that for a while. When I probably do get to it, I'll forget again. Just to have a course play worker mow the field for us so I can weed it, not weed it, ted it to either make hay or just have someone fall behind and bale up the grass so we can do some silage. We have plenty of hay, I do believe. As I say that, let me just come back down here and double check. Yeah, I got 750,000 liters of hay sitting in here, so we're good. So yeah, so when I go to cut this grass field, we will be making silage bales, and that we can get 160 grand off that field usually if the price is good. At the barn, the price is 158 and dropping. All right, well then, yeah, we'll have to double think about that. All right, so it's not sunflower we're planting up here. It is soybean is the next one on the list. So the way the setup is now, we used to have to wait until I was all done harvesting. But now we can get right back into it and replanting everything as we go along. So like I said, for our animals are pretty much all set. The horses, like I said, tomorrow we'll have 8 horses to sell, so that'll be a profit of 300 and yeah, I'll get 400,000 for the horses, but then I got to buy 8 more horses. That's $320,000 profit, which is not too bad to begin with on a day. And then in a couple days from then, we'll have 16 horses to sell. Oh yeah, that's a huge profit. Digging into that loan now as we move along, especially when you got cotton fields. But I am interested to see what the yield will be out the field once we start using harvesting from that clean seed. I can't really use it on the cotton field on the west side because that is half of the original seed and half of the clean seed. So it's going to be hard to say if I am actually getting more of a yield off that field or not. The cotton field that we just harvested, that is all done with pure clean seed. There's no original base game seed in that field. It's all clean seed. Yeah, the mod just says that it increases the yield, but does not say how much it increases it. So we shall find out here in a couple more days. I was kind of glad that when I got halfway through the harvest, I got the quad tech in that cotton field, cultivating the field. And once the T8 was done seeding the wheat field, it went right on over and started seeding the cotton. So we got the cotton field all seeded in last night, so we slept 7 hours. So that's a good way to get the field growing and moving along. Speaking of moving along, we're moving along, seeding this field rather quickly, I think. Shouldn't take me too long. And then I'll be doing nothing but being like a shuffle jockey. I'll be going back and forth from the Combine Harvester to the Voltra to the Axion, just moving some things around up here. And I'll be probably working down in our factories a little bit. Like I said, in between episodes, I am going to try to figure out the sugar factory and the bakery. And if the bakery does not work, I'm going to try a different mod that uses wheat, barley, and I think that one might use some water. So I may try that one. So I'll have to go on a test map and see. After I put it down, I have to save the game, reload the game, and when it loads back in, see how the graphics look on those mods. I mean, I could just revert back to an older version of the Global Company, and those mods would be fine. But the thing is, I've also updated other mods when that Global Company came out, so they may not work with the older version of Global Company. I know, it gets all confusing, doesn't it? And you almost got a full grain tank already from that field. Okay. I mean, I'm happy you almost got a full grain tank. Hopefully you can finish harvesting that field because I am a little busy. Trying to figure out how many more rows it's got to go. I think I'll fit it all in there. If not, well, we'll take care of it later on. It'll be after I take care of this field right here. So yeah, everything is looking good. Everything is actually running. The wood chipper is running in the tree farm. That should be, I mean, nothing should stop that for a while. For the amount of diesel fuel I put into that thing, I don't think I'll run out for a while. The trees, I even got a pile of trees sitting in the pickup area of the wood chipper. So I mean, I filled that thing to the brim. It's got 500,000 liters of logs, plus the amount of logs I got in piles. So probably pretty close to 600,000 liters of wood waiting to be wood chipped. And you did not finish harvesting that field. That's rather interesting. But then again, I gotta remind myself that combine holds 11,000 liters. That's not too bad though, from that field, I guess. I don't think I've really paid attention of how much yield I get off of each field, except for our cotton fields. The rest of the fields are like, whatever I get off it is what we get off it. The cotton fields, I'm pretty much like, I know how much I should be getting off there. Well, I am going to continue seeding this field here, and then I'll take care of the combine and the Voltra and all that kind of stuff. I'll be busy a little bit. I'm going to get some of these fields up here taken care of in between episodes. What we'll be doing next episode, well, you'll just have to wait and see. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you next time right here on the Pacific Northwest. But until then, have a good one.